South African black Muslims are holding an inaugural conference in Johannesburg. The conference aims to outline the status of black Muslims in South Africa and to share ideas and expertise on how to improve the conditions of black Muslims economically and socially. Well, for more on this story, we cross to our reporter Maageketla Mohlabe, who is standing by for us in Johannesburg. Maageketla, what's happening where you are?
Good afternoon to you, Nompu, and viewers at home. Nompu, I can tell you that just a couple of minutes ago, the conference has just taken a break, and this simply because you'd know that it's Juma Day, meaning it's a day of congregation for Muslims across the world. So, as you can see behind me here, they will be starting to pray in a few minutes' time from now. As I've mentioned, they've just broken from that particular conference. It's called Black Muslims Conference, and of course, according to them, this is a conference to actually foster an independent idea around the issues they are actually facing in their various communities in the country. Of course, we had different stories by some of the congregants here saying that they are being marginalized in their communities, they are being discriminated against in their communities, and some of them saying that they are even facing racism. But of course, joining me is one of the organizers. So thanks so much for your time. We just want to first get the idea behind Black Muslims Conference. It's the first of its own kind. What came about this particular idea?
Well, thank you very much. The idea behind organizing the inaugural South African Black Muslim Conference stemmed from the fact that other than the element of discrimination by the established Muslim community, we also felt that as Muslims indigenous to South Africa, we are not known, first. Secondly, we are not as organized as we're supposed to be, like other communities as such. So this conference actually covers a whole lot of things, not just the element of discrimination, but also the element of unity amongst ourselves, because we haven't been networking for many years. I mean, Muslims in this country, indigenous to this country, became Muslim in the 60s, up to this day. So you can say about 40 to 50 years we've been Muslim, but there's never been any synergy, there's never been any cohesion across the country as such. Most of the synergy and cohesion only happen at community level, like maybe Soweto uniting amongst itself and other communities as such, but not at a national level. So we thought that it's about time that we meet on a national level to deal with issues relevant and unique to us, because as Muslims indigenous to the country, we come from a background of Christianity. For example, we are reverts, most of us. Although we have first, second and third generation, there are those amongst us who were born into the faith because their fathers became Muslims back then in the 60s and what have you. But then the conditions are very unique to all. I mean, they are the same basically. So then we came together to discuss these community issues, these unique issues that are relevant to us.
Just another question with regard to this conference. I mean, it has received some sort of criticism.
Definitely.
I'm sure you are aware of that.
Definitely.
And others saying that this is un-Islamic, and others
Correct.
saying this is anti-Indian. What is your view on that?
Well, it is actually laughable, to be honest, because look, the definition of black in the constitution of the country states that black people are Asians, coloreds, and Africans. That is the definition of black in the country. And all these people who are termed to be black have benefited from BE, the very same Indian people who complain about racism, the very same colored people who complain about racism, they benefited from BE. And they are classified as black under the constitution, and they've never disputed that. But now, when we define ourselves as blacks and indigenous to this country, now they want to have a problem with that. And yet they have defined us out of our faith for many years. So we are defining ourselves as we have been defined by them all along, and that's it.
And I can see the prayer has now started. Tell me about this concept of facing east. Yeah.
Oh yes. Basically, east is where we face the Kaaba. The Kaaba is a tube in Saudi Arabia. It is the center of it has been discovered that when you do your geography, the Kaaba is the center. Yeah, the Kaaba is the center of the world. So every Muslim across the world must face the Kaaba. It depends on where you are, basically. If you're in South Africa, you face east. It depends. Wherever you are in the country, you face east, or anywhere in the world. And how it has been structured is that we tend to all of us all over the world face the Kaaba from all our directions. Hence, we face east.
I just want to bring somebody who will then give us more details. Just come here, my sister. You are born, or you were born in a Muslim family, but in Soweto, of course, as you told me earlier on. I want you to tell us about the challenges that you experienced from your childhood in a predominantly black community as a Muslim child.
Thank you very much. I think the hugest problem has always been how to fit in society, especially now being a minority within a majority. It's pretty much hard because now you have non-Muslims actually picking up, bashing, or even reducing you for who you are. Now you have non-Muslims having a belief that if you are black Muslim, it's either you are a foreigner, or if you're a female, you are married to a Pakistani or any other person. To them, this whole concept of being a black South African Muslim is new. They tend to at times not understand that there are South African black Muslims who are born and raised here in South Africa and who also would like to be appreciated as such.
Did you experience some sort of discrimination when you grew up, more especially in school or even in your community?
Yes, I have. At one point, I've been called Umzegezege because of my scarf. In taxis, I have been reduced and told that I am not a black person because I'm a black person who goes for other people's religion. So therefore, I'm not black enough. And even within the Islamic sphere, at times I get bashed because now it's believed that I'm not Muslim enough because I'm a black South African Muslim.
Thanks so much for your time, Nompu. That's kind of stories that we actually had in that particular tent in the background there. But as you can see, the prayer has started. And of course, they are here to actually relate their issues within their different communities. And some of these issues, as you've just said, discriminating, of course. They are discriminated against by different community members, saying that this is not a religion belonging to black community. It's a religion that's sort of foreign to the black community, but they're here to foster an idea of independence when it comes to this particular religion. And they are saying that they will remain unapologetic with regards to their choice of religion.
Maageketla, thank you very much for that report. Thousands of protesters have converged outside Sudan's defense